Hello YouTube, this is Doug in Pennsylvania, and this is my new rocket stove redo, courtesy of Jeff Crutchfield. Basically the same stove. You can see my exhaust is a little bit different. I'm not quite done yet. I'm going to probably chop all that off and pull it in closer to the bottle. But I was excited to get this thing hooked up and see how it's doing. And I'll tell you, this stove is truly amazing. I burned it for probably 2 weeks, probably went through 3 or 4 bags of pellets just on the inner workings, the J-tube and the horizontal. And I'll tell you, this thing cranks. I mean, I had this down here, my horizontal tube and my ash pan right there where it goes into the bottle, just glowing cherry red. And even without any air controls on it at first, before I even put a front flap on it, with a full pellet of hopper of pellets, I was getting like 4 or 5 hours of burn time on this crazy thing, totally unregulated. And right now I just got the top setting on it. I mean, no smoke at all. And Jeff, I'll tell you, this right here, this T section, when I cold started this thing this morning, I came out to the garage this morning at 5 o'clock, started putzing around and got this thing hooked up, and I threw the torch to it, a little basket of pellets, and this thing took right off. I mean, no problem, none whatsoever. And I had the damper open, and it just not a problem. And I got her closed down now, and it's just cruising right along. One thing I didn't do that Jeff did on his stove, I didn't cut any side vent air control on my wood hopper. It seems to be fine. I could shut this thing down and just totally put it out in a matter of a couple minutes, and just, you know, with just the front damper. And get down here and I'll show you guys what I got. Right there, this is just a plate that slides in and out for my pellet feed. This is my flapper, and a little bit different design, and basically the same pellet basket as Jeff's. I cut a vent in the bottom of the pipe down into the ash pan. You can see it down there. And right down there is my door. I'm going to raise this thing up off the floor. I don't want to be having to get down on the floor all the time. I was just, like I said, I was excited to get this thing fired up and see what it would do. And I'll tell you, man, what a stove. I mean, this thing, I'll be putting it down in my basement. I keep dragging this thing up and down out of the house. I had a different firebox on it before, which is that thing right there, and it threw a lot of heat, but big wood, and it didn't really work in conjunction with this rocket stove theory hooked up to this bottle. I don't know, it just, you didn't get the draft at all. But yeah, this thing's, I've had it going for about, I don't know, 15 minutes now, and the top of the stove is reading 300 degrees. Down there at the bottom where we're going into the bottle, we're right at 700. So it'll start firing up here shortly. My stack temperature up at the top is 102 degrees. Down here at the T, I'm at, which makes no sense, I'm at 83 there. About 180 coming out of the stove. But yeah, I'll tell you what, man, I am totally impressed. What I used was a piece of 6-inch steel casing. Sorry, I don't know if I was filming there or not. I was so busy looking at the stove. But 6-inch steel pipe for the horizontal, and then I just welded it into my my old J-tube. Sorry, I'm trying to put a glove on here. I haven't put any handles or anything on my lids yet, so I just wanted to kind of show you here. A little bit of smoke, but that wood's pretty wet. But with the pellets, it burns it right up. So, and I've been going for, like I say, about 15 minutes now. I had a full hopper. Now I'm down about maybe an inch is all it's dropped, if that. But yeah, I'm going to do a few more things to it and dress it up, get it all cleaned up, and buff on it, and then paint it up and put some handles. I need to put a handle on my ash door. I need to put a handle on my vent control. I'll probably, this handle here, it gets pretty hot, so I'll probably weld a spring around it so that but the thing is, once I set it, I really don't mess with it. I run that plate all the way down to where the gap where the pellets are dropping through is about an inch wide, and it's just enough. You can hear them every now and again drop down in there, and so I'll probably just leave that alone. It's one of those things you're not going to be messing with constantly. So anyways, yeah, I'll tell you, I am totally impressed with this thing. I mean, it literally just, I threw the torch to it for about 30 seconds and off to the races, man. I mean, it was just cranking like crazy. So anyways, I'll get this posted up. Again, Jeff, I appreciate the advice that you gave me, and I was having problems with this thing smoking after a while coming out of the pellets. Well, what I found was, it was real simple. If I just push my pellet basket in about, I don't know, 2 inches further into the pipe, problem solved. No smoke, burns all the way down. I mean, you get a little smoke, but I mean, this thing, it would just bellow smoke coming out of it before. And now it's just not a big issue. I'm excited to get this thing totally dressed up and painted and get it in position for next winter. I wished I'd have had it this winter. I did, but it wasn't this design. So, and you can look down there, you can see the flame. It just sucks it right back in, man. There's no flame coming out the front end of this thing at all. No smoke at all. I mean, zero zilch. No smoke. And I'm just totally happy with this thing. And just can't wait to get it going and in the house. So anyways, I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. And if you don't, well, you know what the other thumb is. So, thank you.